And it says we are live. It's Thursday night. I'm here. You're beautiful. That means it's time, baby, for GotBot Goes live. As always, I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light them up, baby. And hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, the Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that in the description down below. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, and also in the description down below, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member. And we have a number of items tonight. Sorry about that. I knocked the stand that my computer's on. We have a number of things tonight to talk about. I'm just going to get things set up. I hope you guys are having a tremendous week. You know, I wish that for you each and every week. And you know what? It's absolutely true. I do wish that for you each and every week. I really, really, really do. Let's see here. Let's get this set up. And I'm spending a lot of time on the computer these days because I'm working from home right now, which is actually kind of nice. I've been enjoying it, but it's not for everybody. Let's see here. I gotta go up there like that, and we will go down here like this. You may have noticed that this week I did not put up a countdown question. That's because this coming Monday, it's going to be my personal top 10 best and worst of 2021. Of course, it's going to be based on what I purchased. It's going to be based on my experiences with those molds. And man, it's been hard. There was a lot that could have went on the best list. There's not a lot that could have went on the worst list in my personal experience. And what did go on there really, like, it's not that it was bad, but well, no, some of it was bad. But in a lot of cases, it's not that it was bad. It's just that it disappointed me for one reason or another. There's nothing that I particularly like on there that I hated per se. It's just some things I hated the way it was marketed, or some things I hated the materials that were used, or something like that, you know? So it is what it is. We'll see on Monday. Haley, Autobot Logan. Slow, happy to see you here. Hey, Timmy. Hey, Marcus. Let's go down here a little bit. Hey, Cybernetic Geek. It's been a while, man. I feel like it's been a while since you've been here. Dr. Connors. I wish I was Kurt Connors. That'd be great. Hey, BS Prime. Hey, Lee. I'm starting my custom Bruticus Maximus tomorrow after I get the paints I got today. Well, you know what? Good luck with them, man. That's all I can say is good luck with them. Okay, so we have a bunch of, I don't necessarily want to say reveals because it's not really reveals. We do have some reveals, but we have certainly a bunch of images, details to talk about regarding a number of things. We do have a little unexpected unboxing. Very small, very quick, but it should be a fun one. I'm happy about it. So how about we head into the news right away? Let's not waste any time, man. We're here a little bit early. Usually I'm late. I happen to be here a little bit early. Starscream wife is actually watching Yellowstone. I haven't really been watching the series today, but she has. I've only been seeing bits and pieces of it. Apparently, it's pretty good. You know, if you like Kevin Costner, I guess. Shout out to Kevin Costner, by the way, if he's watching, because you know, sure he is. Sure he has nothing better to do with this time, right? sure he has nothing better to do with this time. Okay, let's get into the news. First, coming to us from Shockwave Labs, we have a kit for Black Zarek that gives him LEDs basically in his hands, which also serve as LEDs when he's in the like two-headed dragon mode. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Black Zarek and see that two-headed dragon mode. It's weird looking. I showed it off when I looked at Scorponok and said he can pull it off. And of course, the Black Zarek can pull it off. What is very interesting is that there's a tail piece that can go added to Black Zarek. That adds a bunch of posability to the tail. It also is much thinner. Now, I'm curious about exactly how that's done. I would like to know if it's just tension. I'd like to know just how tight it is. It looks great in pictures, but as I see this tail with all of these segments that could be articulated, I'm a little bit concerned that maybe, just maybe, it could be wibbly wobbly. Now, maybe not. I've gotten stuff before from Shockwave Labs, and it's always been great. I've always been very happy with it. But I don't know. I don't have Black Zarek, yet at this time. We'll see what happens. So I certainly wouldn't buy an upgrade kit yet, but it's out there. It's out there if you want it. I think it looks good. I like Shockwave Labs, but I am very, very skeptical about how well the tail would work out. I'm indifferent to the LEDs. What else do we have here? Hasbro pulled out of New York Toy Fair. They were going to go back after 10 years, and then New York Toy Fair was canceled. I don't know if Hasbro saw the writing on the wall, but we all know that there's been a real uptake in the last month, maybe a little bit more than a month, with new cases every day and all of that sort of stuff. So I guess out of a sense of precaution, out of a sense of public safety, New York Toy Fair was canceled. I almost feel like maybe they could have scaled it back. I don't know. I don't know what the situation's like in New York, but it's unfortunate, but I'm not really surprised that this would be canceled at this time. I'm shocked, to be honest with you, that any of the cons and stuff go ahead. I know they have. It just always sort of surprises me. What else do we have here? Let's talk Nendoroid. I'm not sure. They're putting out this Chibi style G1 Megatron. He comes with two faces, a screaming one and a stoic one. Pretty articulated. There's an Optimus that's out too. They're kind of cute. Now, that being said, while I do like the Megatron, because he doesn't have like his black eyebrows, I find that really, really, really throws me off with the head sculpt. It's cute. It's really well painted, surprisingly articulated, very niche, I think. We also have Tomy. Now, interesting, not Takara Tomy. Tomy is releasing in their Monster Treads line Transformers items. Up first will be Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. My understanding is that these are going to be pretty G1 inspired, and Optimus will have light up blue tires, and they're going to be like monster truck tires. And Bumblebee, who I guess will be a bug, if it's G1 inspired, will have like monster tires or monster truck tires on him, and they will light up, you guessed it, yellowish, orangish color. So I don't need, I guess. I don't know. That feels very niche to me. Maybe it's not, but it feels niche to me. Speaking of cons and cons that are going ahead, apparently TFCon in LA is going to be going ahead in March, and they have announced Daniel, I never know how to say his last name, Riodorin, I think. He is a number of voices in the original RID, most notably Megatron. So you've definitely heard his voice if you've watched RID. Also, Vince DiCola is going to be at TFCon LA. So pretty neat there, honestly. So I'm going to just mark that off. Symbiote Studios showed off their plush of Soundwave version 2. The original Soundwave that came out on Wave 1 had two eyes. The new Soundwave has a visor, as Soundwave is supposed to have. It looks like they've also been teasing some others. It looks like there's a tease for a plush version of Mirage, a plush version of Hound, a plush version of another Seeker. I've heard that Seeker is actually going to be Skywarp, and a plush version of Shockwave. So if you're into plushies, I guess, our youngest, he collects plushies, so like he might be down for something like that. MMC showed off a color version of their beautiful Deathsaurus. Super hyper detail. It looks like he has two faces. I'm really smitten. I'm really smitten with what MMC has done there. He's gigantic, but he's gorgeous. I'm not going to lie. If you're on the fence and you have the bankroll behind you, MMC usually does pretty good stuff. I think I'd be confident. I don't know if I'm getting this. I really don't. I haven't seen pre-orders. I don't know anything about pricing at this time. So I don't know. We'll see. We will see as time goes on. Newage showed off a bunch of things. Now, before I get into what Newage showed off, I'm going to go back. I'm going to check in with you guys and see what you've been saying, because I know I've missed certainly a few things here. Let's see. Hey, Lance. Hey, Paul. All is going pretty fantastic around here. Work is going pretty good. Tomorrow is Friday. Tessa's over there lying on the ground. I got something that I didn't expect to get. Starscream wife is over there watching her show. The kids are okay. Life could be worse, my friend. Kevin Costner watching was hilarious. Well, you never know, right? I mean, he might be a big Transformers fan. We don't know. 1883 is good too. I'll let her know. I feel like Yellowstone is the little bits and pieces I see. I'm like, this feels like House of Cards with family drama and political intrigue, but with cowboys. Like that's what it kind of comes across to me like. Now, to be fair, she's been watching it from the very beginning. I haven't. I've been busy getting things ready for you guys, man. Now I'm making some G1 AU digibashes. I don't know what AU is, but okay. Is Black Zarek out yet as opposed to shipping December? Black Zarek is out in some places in legacy packaging, oddly enough. I think he has come out and been shipping from certainly some Asian countries, maybe Singapore, maybe China. I don't know where for sure. I'm saying these countries and I really don't know. I know he's not in my neck of the woods. I did have my name on a local collector store that had 4 that they're getting, and they were supposed to get it in December. I thought I'd have the guy for Christmas. Did not happen. I actually called them a little while ago and they said, so they don't know when they're getting them. My Energon Scorponok is good enough for me. That's fair too. Honestly, that's fair too. I could see the argument for that. To be honest with you, there was a part of me that honestly thought about getting that as Black Zarek, because here's the thing. Black Zarek's not a Titan. He is significantly smaller than Scorponok. The Transtector is significantly smaller. If you watch the fiction, he's not a Titan. As a matter of fact, it's the same sort of problem that happens with Grand Max. He's not a Titan. He's big enough for maybe 2 humans to be in. He's not Fort Max. He's like Fort Max's little brother, right? Hey, look at that. Got the booster. Good for you, Marcus. We got hours before Christmas. And I certainly encourage everybody to do that. Let's see. B Muscle Wheels remind me of GTA 5. Don't know literally nothing about the game. So I can't really speak to it, to be honest with you. As we go down here just a little bit. Nah, Jay, you're not late at all, buddy. As a matter of fact, I was a little bit early. You really didn't miss too much. Don't worry. The important stuff's still to come. A plush Skywarp? You mean, yeah, Thu's pillow. Yeah, I hear you, man. I absolutely hear you. I every time I see a Skywarp, I mean, I always think of them, right? At home sick, self. Hope you're feeling better, John. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. And your daughter's in my thoughts and prayers, my man. I don't think it would be a joke for Thu to give him that plush. I think he'd really appreciate it, to be honest with you. AU is the short for alternate universe. Okay. I'm no good with little acronyms and stuff. Like, I was years before I figured out what TTYL and WTF meant. Like, years. I was like, I don't know. They're letters. They don't mean nothing to me. I use words, man. Hey, DJ. Ooh, Lucky Lou. Hey, Grimlock Gone. Just got Slimer and Pipes from Paul's. Good, man. I found Tigatron at Target 3 days ago. Feeling pretty good. Yeah, you got some nice finds there. You got some nice finds. I feel like the engineering that went into Cheetor slash Tigatron, I feel like it matches, it fits Tigatron. It makes sense there because the plastic is bigger and more robust. I feel like that it didn't translate well to Cheetor. And purely because the materials weren't great. Someone offered to help me regain my IG. I don't know, Blue. I don't know, man. I never replied back, but I don't know. I found me a blaster 2 days before my birthday. Happy birthday, by the way, Jay. My Kingdom Wheeljack just arrived. I like Wheeljack. A lot of people give him a lot of flack, but I love my Wheeljack. Still looking for a blaster. My pipes is amazing. And Ken says, I did splurge on the fans hobby. Fire Guts Optimus Prime. He's gorgeous though, Ken. Like, I can get behind splurging on something like that if it's that well done. And that's well done, man. It's well done. Let's see. Accurate head with a visor. Puffer has a toy accurate head with a visor. Okay, let's get back into some of the news. I know you guys are going on there a little bit, but let's get back into some of the news here. Newage showed off a number of things. First, they showed off again, take two of their hound with some significant differences. Actually, the hips have been slimmed, I guess. The lower legs have been made longer. The feet have been thinned. There were arguments that he seemed kind of stumpy because of the proportions of his lower body. So they have been changed. There were some sort of running boards or something on the side. They've been removed. New seats in vehicle mode. The head looks infinitely better now. And the shoulder thing apparently is widened. I think it's widened. Is it widened or thinned? There's a lot that was changed here. Thicker shoulder cannon. I looking at the like side by side, I don't really notice a difference with the shoulder cannon. I think it was fine the way it was before. I if it was me, I wouldn't have complained about it. I would have said, you know what, for a Legends Hound, this is pretty great. But I'm not gonna lie, seeing the new one, I'm kind of like, you know what? You nailed it at the ballpark. A few tweaks. You listen to the fans. That's so important, man. They listened to fan feedback and they made the tweaks before releasing the thing. And boom, now they have a better product. I like that type of business. You're listening to the fans. You're heaven forbid, putting fans first. Who ever thought of that? So they showed off that. They also showed off a couple of weird reuses. They showed off a Golden Lagoon Optimus Prime, which it looks fine. They also showed off that Optimus Prime mold, which has now been used a bunch of times. It's used for Optimus. It's used for Cartoon Optimus. It's used for Shattered Glass Optimus. It's used for Golden Lagoon Optimus. Also being used for Toxitron. Very, very interesting metallic color palette of green and purple use. Kind of beautiful. Very like different character to use the mold for sure. I think I would have preferred if the head was a bit different just to make it unique for Toxitron, but not bad. Not bad. We also saw a Golden Lagoon version of their Mirage. I mean, looks great. The Mirage looks beautiful. So the Golden Lagoon version is that, but in gold, as well as their Beachcomber. My understanding is in all of these cases, it's no gold plastic for anybody who's actually concerned about that. It's either yellow plastic or it's a mix of yellow plastic and gold paint. So it should be pretty safe, I would think. I think that might be it for Newage. There was a lot there. We'll see as we go down if I forgot something or not. Oh, the Hound is also going to come with Ravage's Cage for those interested in the Hound. And a part for Autobot Spike. Apparently, Newage is making Autobot Spike as like a like BAF. I guess he's being done as a BAF. We also saw some images of apparently Kingdom Sandstorm from Beast Wars. This, of course, would be a reuse of the Scorponok mold. The Scorponok mold is not great. I'm not going to lie. The Kingdom Scorponok mold is nothing great. Cumbersome waist transformation, I find. Those legs tend to fall off. It's not bad, but when I compare it to the original Scorponok, and I've said this consistently, I don't like it as much as the original. I don't need it for Beast Wars Scorponok. It does have the mutant mask head. Neat, I guess. Would be a case of if I saw it, cool. But if I never ever saw it, never ever got it, also cool. I don't care. That's what it boils down to with that one. But you know what I do care about that we've seen a leak of? Junkyard Man, a reuse of the fantastic Studio Series 86 Wreck-Gar mold, new head, and a lot of new parts. This looks like it has the potential to be a retool done right, a reuse done right, where we pretty much keep the engineering and the skeleton with a couple of tweaks, and we make it look its own. Because you look at junkyard, and you know it's a Junkion, but you could see that it's unique unto itself. I love that. I find that looks very, very fantastic. We also saw some images of 86 Perceptor. Now, like, I never had a problem with this Perceptor. I really, really didn't. Now, some people, here's the thing, a lot of people actually missed the Titan's Return Perceptor. He was fairly rare. So it's nice that we're getting a replacement. Here's what I would say. I think I like the teal here better than the babyish blue that's on the 86, but there's an argument for either one being right. I feel like on the thighs of the 86, you can see the break a bit more. Like, it still has a break like this for going to I guess microscope mode, but you can see it more because here, the way it does it, it like covers it up on the thigh, right? But it does have an ankle tilt, which is nice. It's not going to have a head that comes out, which is nice. So it does have advantages. I'm not sure which chest I prefer. I don't know if I like this one with the added detail and the little indent at the top, or if I like the simplicity of the 86. I'm not sure which Perceptor I prefer yet, honestly. I see things that I like and things that I question about both. But I guess we'll see as time goes on. MPG showed off their a lot of Getsui images. Looks good. Looks good. We've seen a lot of them. We've seen both train bots now, highly articulated. One has a lot of kibble. The other doesn't seem to have as much kibble, though he does have a hell of a backpack, man. They're neat. I would like to have them, but in Canada, the retail that I've seen is $294.99 each. Not into paying $300 each for essentially an amped up, souped up Voyager, because they do stand about 7 inches tall. They are basically Voyager size altogether. I expect this to kind of be the size of Titan class Devastator, would be my guess, in that ballpark anyway. I think it looks great. I'm just not in for $300 a limb, especially when I don't know how well it's all going to work. Looks like there's a lot of painted clear plastic. I don't know. I'm interested. This is one of those, like, I think it's really cool. I'm definitely interested to see it as others get it, but I don't think I'm in for it myself. Not for that price tag. I'd love a mainline version of Raiden, though. Not gonna lie. Maybe even as a gift set. Not gonna lie. Like, I'd pay maybe $300 for the whole set. I'm not paying $300 a limb. So getting that out of it and that out of it. Shockwave Labs, again, we mentioned them earlier with an upgrade for Black Zarek. They also have an upgrade for Blaster, who was mentioned in the chat there, where they give him a bunch of fillers because he's actually got a fair amount of hollowness on him. And they also give him the, I guess, like hand speakers, which are, nice little nod here, are compatible with blast effects, with the like siege blast effects. So I like that. I think that's a nice little nod. Worthwhile set to get. Actually, I think for Blaster, it's a worthwhile set to get. I might even get it. Who knows? We'll see. If I ever get Blaster, we'll see. Trumpeter showed off their Brawn from the Bumblebee movie, which looks like a great model kit. Again, we've seen some of this from Trumpeter. They're not huge, but they look beautiful, as well as the Last Night Optimus Prime. If you want to see those images, tformers.com has them. They look really good. Honestly, look really good. Dr. Wu showed off their Golden Lagoon Optimus Prime. I'm sorry. I think I said it was Newage earlier. That was an error on my part. Not Newage. It is Dr. Wu. I apologize. Dr. Wu's Optimus Prime. And something I didn't realize about Dr. Wu's Optimus Prime is he doesn't seem to have a waist. He seems to have an upper torso turn. Do you remember that Deluxe Classics that came in the 2-pack? Now, granted, his upper body really was flimsy and stuff, but you know how he kind of like turned at the chest? Well, that's kind of what Newage, not Newage, jeez, Dr. Wu has done here. Holy moly, man. And Iron Factory showed off some images of their Banzaitron. Looks beautiful. I like Banzaitron, but I also like Action Master. So, you know, what do I know, right? What do I know? Let's check in with you guys before we do the last couple of pieces of news. Actually, before we do the last couple of pieces of news, before I do the unboxing, while I'm going back and checking it out, let's do trivia. Let's do trivia and get that done now. Let's do some trivia. Trivia, I don't think it'll be too hard this time. Maybe. We'll see. What was the title of the G1 episode in which Lord Chumley wants Optimus Prime's head? Is that episode titled A Prime Problem? Is that episode titled Headhunter? Is that episode titled Prime Target? Or is that episode titled Quest for Survival? Is it A, A Prime Problem? Is it B, Headhunter? Is it C, Prime Target? Or is it D, Quest for Survival? I'll let you guys answer that. I'm just going to go up here a little bit. Hey, Super Robot Ed. I'm going to check in. I'm going to go up here and check in just a little bit. I'm not sure how far up I got to go here, so bear with me a minute. Think about right here. One of my relatives got hers back. The only third party I had my MP sights on was Naval Commander. That one was great. You know, it's so weird. Naval Commander, when we were doing when I was doing the votes for the fan vote best and worst of 2021, I had votes for Naval Commander for worst. I had votes for Naval Commander for best, and it seemed like people either love that thing or hate that thing. I think it looks glorious. I really do. I don't really understand the hate for it. I was shocked that he had votes for the worst. He didn't make the list or anything like that, but I guess a couple of people maybe had a bad copy. I guess it was weird to see him on the like get votes for both. Not an offering that I expected to have votes for both. It's hard for me to spend on NA Hound. I don't know what NA is. Mirage. Oh, Newage. Hound Mirage now after getting Iron Factory first. That's fair. That's fair. You know, I mean, why would you get two Legends Mirages? You know what I mean? Choose one and get that one. Let's see. Fans first only happens for shows on Fridays. Let's see as we go down here. As we go down here. Autobot Spike in the red line. You know what? That would make sense. I would probably actually get that because it's not like he needs to transform or anything. I'm not a red fan. I don't like the materials. I don't like the feel of it in my hand. After handling them, I feel like I got to go and wash my hands, actually. But if there was ever one that made sense, and we've said this a few times, like about a few Action Masters and Alpha Trion, for example, there's another one, Autobot Spike. I don't know why they keep doing things like Primal and Cheetor and whatnot. I guess because they're known, but like the ones that don't really have an alt mode, do them. Do those guys. The Kingdom Scorponok, annoying mainly. The claws are very top heavy. There's a lot that's annoying about him, Keldeo. It's not a good offering. A lot of hollowness, a lot of bad feeling plastic. It's not great. Nice molding. BAF's is such an evil strategy to get people to. I agree. Listen. The only BAF I've ever had is McAdam, and I didn't buy the whole way for it. I bought a complete McAdam off of input because he didn't care about him. So the one BAF I had, I bought because I didn't buy him because I wanted McAdam. I bought him because I wanted Alchemist Prime, and right now that's the only Alchemist Prime we got. I don't even care they don't transform because I don't think Alchemist Prime had an alt mode. Like I don't think they could transform back then. Can't stand for that. Let's see. Wife just got to the hospital. What? Wife just got to the hospital. My appendix ruptured. Oh my goodness, Dragonfly. Every week it's something new and awful health-wise with you, man. Oh my goodness. Earlier I talked about it, my thoughts and prayers for John. Same for you, buddy. Holy moly. Tough start to 2022 for our community here, guys. I haven't found any Studio Series 86 figures since Grimlock. I'm still waiting to find Slag. You know what's really weird? Here, I got my Studio Series 86 cup and the hot rod by accident, and Scourge and Blur like a long time ago. And there's been a few of them around, but the one place that never got any of those really was our Walmart. Certainly not the cup, Jazz, and Blur. And Blur. And wouldn't you know it, all of a sudden now, like last week, all of these like big center setups went up full of Wave 4, Shadow Panther, and Waspinator, as well as cups and blurs and jazzes. It's so weird. Like, it's so late. I feel like that the intention was to have this before Christmas, but that's not what happened here. I don't care which Perceptor I get as long as I have one. You know what? Like, I think the Studio Series 86 is going to be a fine Perceptor. Maybe I'm wrong. I know the Titan's Return is a fine Perceptor. I feel like one will be my Perceptor. The other might get customized as Magnificus. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. I wouldn't mind having a McAdam though. Hey Ryan, maybe with the Star Saber from HasLab, we could get the train bots. We could get maybe. I don't want them done that way though, Keldeo. HasLab is evil. It's not a good business strategy. It shouldn't exist. It's a multi-billion-dollar company. Just release them. I don't support it. I don't like it. Even though I'm getting the Star Saber, we all know I feel dirty about it. I don't want to have to get things that I want, but I get no joy out of because of the way it's being offered, because I don't support the business, right? Finally, Shatterglass Jetfire today. Congratulations. I mean, we know that Jetfire is a fantastic mold. I assume the Shatterglass is fantastic. I don't have mine yet. I went down. C Prime, whichever one is right. Dr. Wu is known for accessories, not figures. They are, though I do have their chatter. I don't mind it. I like their chatter. I thought they did a good job. And I have their Mohawk from the last night. It's tiny, but like, he's great. I have a blast with him. Hey, Input. Just mentioned you a few minutes ago, actually, how I got McAdam off you. Hey, Big M. Everybody's getting their Shatterglass Jetfires except little old me. I have the first revision of Cup, and now I feel like I want the new repaint as it's more cartoon accurate. Not sure what to do. I'm not getting it. I don't like all the little lines on it to make it look like it jumped off the screen. I have the Studio Series. I'm not, and that was, by the time taxes went in for the price of what they were at the time, that was $35. So I'm not spending another $35 for essentially the exact same thing. Nuts to that. All of my SS86 other than Grimlock had to go online for them. That's a lot of people doing that these days, man. It's the way that a lot of it's going, right? The next red is Revenge of the Fallen, Jetfire's father. Maybe, I assume you mean Magnificus. Could be one of the mercenaries. Could. HasLab is trash. Yes, it is. Should never be. And nobody should support it, to be honest with you. It's just, if that's the only way to get something, then they got you by the short and curlies, as the old saying goes. I was going to release some of the things this week, but had some C stuff to deal with. Oh, man. Grimlock gone with some health stuff, too. Holy Moses. Guys, be safe out there. Listen, honestly, Input, McAdam is right there. Since I've got him, since I've done the review, he's right there on the shelf with the rest of my 13 and Primus. Couldn't be happier, honestly. Really couldn't be happier. If you've ever wondered, like, I wonder if like that worked out okay, if he's happy with it. Yeah, tickled. honestly. Legacy should have the train bots released. Maybe. Hey, Jason. I'm not getting SG Jetfire. Siege is good for me. Good evening. Siege is great. I have the Siege. Love the Siege. I just also love Shattered Glass. That's what I'm getting. I like the whole concept of Shattered Glass. Since A Mirror Darkly on Star Trek, I've liked Shattered Glass universes. Loved it in Deep Space Nine. That Shattered Glass Jetfire is awesome, even though he is expensive repaint. Yeah, he is, but I mean, they're all. Listen, I got news for you. They're all Brian. They're all expensive repaints at this point because the prices are outrageous. Next on my list is SS Perceptor. Okay, so getting to the main two bits of news, and then we'll get to the opening there. By the way, the answer was C, Prime Target. Funny enough, Prime Problem is the one where there's two primes, and they try and send like Wind Charger down in the crystals, and the crystals blow up. But Wind Charger is fine because he transformed and his tires protected him. I think it was like a clone of Optimus that couldn't transform or something and was being controlled by Megatron. Headhunter isn't even. My pen just went over there. Headhunter isn't even the name of an episode. I just made that up. And Quest for Survival is another episode, but again, it's not. No, it's not the right one. It was Prime Target C. Don't forget Shattered Glass Jetfire is also what? Zardak from the Wings universe. I did not know that. Okay, so let's talk Fans Toys for just a moment. So Fans Toys showed off a couple of things this week. They showed off a colored image of their Jazz. A lot of nods actually between that Jazz and certainly the layout and the proportions in comparison to, say, the Studio Series Jazz, especially the way the back is, because you have the whole back kind of fold up on his back. Similar sort of backpack. Now, I think the car mode of the Fans Toys Jazz looks beautiful. I love the deep red and the deep blue. I feel like there's potential there for a lot of paint scraping. I could be wrong because it feels like there's a ton of paint on the guy. I assume that the transformation is going to be atrocious because there usually is. Not usually intuitive, but the robot mode looks great. The only thing that strikes me weird with the robot mode, and maybe it was just the way it was posed for the pictures, is I feel like in seeing it, like the pelvis is jutting out in a weird, awkward fashion. I don't know. I feel like the go-to for an MP Jazz has been downbeat, and I don't know why anything else needs to do anything else. Downbeat hit the nail on the head. I'm just not sure what the purpose is of some of these releases in retreading old ground, especially when there's a lot of characters that have never been done. They also showed off their Mirage. Again, he looks great. I assume the transformation is going to be kind of bonkers. The proportions look good. There's two head sculpts, but it's a minute difference, at least to my eye. I didn't really notice much of a difference at all. I guess it looks all right. And they showed off their hoist, who actually does look really beautiful. Again, in looking at it, I feel like there's some sort of similarities and nods in design to the look of, say, the Earthrise hoist. Now, obviously, it's not the same thing. We got a mainline and MP. It's bigger. It's colored somewhat differently. But a lot of those same design elements are there. I do like how compact it looks. What I don't like about that hoist is it looks like both the upper and lower legs are chromed, which would probably be okay if the rest of the places that are silver were also chromed, but they're not. You have some silver paint, and then you have some chrome on the legs, and I feel like that chrome could chip off because it's chrome. That's what it likes to do. I don't think chrome on the legs was the best way to go, especially since the very lower leg seems to have silver. I did find that a little jarring. I love the silhouette, love the vehicle mode, love the waist up. From the waist down, something's not striking me right with that hoist. Maybe it's just me. But that's the way I feel about it, man. Let's check in with you guys here just a little bit. Yeah, the clone of Optimus couldn't transform. Yeah, I didn't think so. The clone of Optimus, what? Can Transformers? What? Can transform, you mean? I don't. Maybe it could. It's been a while since I watched a Keldeo. I'm not like watching it every day or anything. But there was something about it that was a telltale sign that it's not Optimus. Let's see. The Kingdom Blaster is on the way, and SS86 Perceptor is next for pre-order. I don't know. Did the clone have a race? I don't know, man. I don't remember this stuff. I'm an old man. What do you want? Did anyone cover? I don't know if anyone covered Bob Saget's passing, but the late great Bob Saget passed away this past week. Him and Sidney Poitier and Betty White, of course, the legendary Betty White, all within the last week or so. Rough start, man, to 2022. No, Perceptor's not an exclusive, or he's not here anyway. He did. He passed away earlier this week out about Logan. He was 65. I didn't hear anything about any left hand on his chest. I just heard that he was found unresponsive in a hotel room after a show. But maybe there's been more since then. Like I said, I was working today, so I don't know. I'm getting sick of how Fans Toys is doing business. Their pre-orders sell out in seconds, and the late fees are ridiculous. Finish your combiners or admit their failure. Here's the thing. They do sell out because they have a rabid fan base, but I feel like that they are trying to be the kings of scarcity production, scarcity marketing, where you got to lock in that pre-order. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. I feel like that's going to come back and haunt them because eventually people are going to get fed up. Same with Hasbro. People are going to get fed up and saying it's too hard to get. Like, this is supposed to be a hobby. This is supposed to be enjoyable. It shouldn't be dog eat dog. And I think it's going to catch up to them eventually. When that will be, I don't know. But I feel like a lot of companies, not just them, but a lot of companies that use this tactic can't last forever. It's not sustainable. Eventually, you're just going to aggravate people. I'm happy with the Transform Element Mirage. Transform Element Mirage, very good. Very good. Cholesterol issues and sleeping problems, yeah. The clone of Optimus was voiced by Megatron. Okay. Spike was in trouble. Megatron said Spike wasn't important. Okay, yeah. See, you recall the episode better than me. The Prime clone was rebuilt into Nemesis Prime by Dr. Arkaville in Power of the Primes. Oh, is that the story in the comics? Is that the way it went? Because I don't read the comics. I think fan toys are afraid of Takara, hence the robot paradigm. Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, that's a workaround for sure to try and like keep their hands clean, even though everybody knows that their hands aren't clean, so to speak. Now that being said, I think third party do have a case because their designs, their engineering is their own. If it just happens to look like another character, then it happens to look like them by accident, so that's gray area. That's a gray area. It's not stolen designs, it's their own designs. It's a gray area. Okay, so that brings us to the last piece of news, which is this week. Legacy Wave 1. We saw some more images and stuff of Legacy Wave 1. First things first, we saw more of the drag strip. I don't like the vehicle. I don't like that mustardy, goldy yellow. I don't like that the limb mode is that the car becomes two parts. Now, it makes sense. I get it because the rumor has been for a long time that the trailer of Motor Master is going to be the whole skeleton, and basically you're just going to attach all the other members. I get it. It's an interesting way of doing business. They're definitely copying what was done by, was it Magic Square? I think it might have been Magic Square. Somebody could tell me if it was Magic Square. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I think it was Magic Square. It's an interesting design choice. You're definitely going to need some strong ratchets and stuff for it to work. Not for me. Not a fan. Not a fan. Hey, Albert. Your cup arrived on Tuesday. Nice. Nice. Enjoy. Then we had some more images and stuff of the new version of Skids. And this is, of course, the Generations one. I've never particularly been happy with this. This doesn't really look like Skids. Now, a lot of people said, it looks like the comic book Skids. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want that Skids. But I got it because I always liked Skids for some weird reason as a kid. The blue was off here, and like the arms only go out this far. Like it's like classics side swipe. Like it's fine, but it's not great. His hips have always been a little bit wonky. No heel spurt. There's just a lot of people love this, and I guess if you're a comic fan, it's not that there's anything wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just I feel like there's a lot that could have been done better with it. Now, here's the interesting thing with Skids. If you've looked at the images, when Siege started, and we had the big price hikes. Everybody then said, it's totally justified. They all said then, they said, this is fantastic. There's no hollowness. Look at all the paint, even the tail lights. And I said in 2019, how long do you think it's going to last? How long do you think it's going to last? Now, you've already accepted the price hike. So now they're going to start reducing things. What are you willing to give up first? And I specifically asked fans, I said, are you willing to give up mass and have hollowness again? Are you willing to give up paint? Or are you willing to give up accessories? Now, in this case, they have used, again, an excess of clear plastic. And a lot of people are concerned about that. The same reason they're concerned about it with Jazz, the same reason they're concerned about it with Trax, because they say it is more brittle, it is more fragile. I've never encountered it, but I understand the fear. I get it. I totally get it. They should have used blue, and then they should have colored the windows probably black. If you look at the back of it, not a lick of paint, nothing molded in detail, and zero color breakup of the blue on the back. As a matter of fact, even the back windows are molded in blue, not a lick of paint. And the dude's legs are as hollow as the day is long. But you know what? The prices haven't gone down. I think the MP looks generally better. It's sea of blue colors is definitely more animation accurate. The one thing that I like better about the Legacy one is that it doesn't have the windshield behind the head, and I do like that. I'm going to get the Legacy one because I think it's better than this, or I'm hoping it's better than this for me. But I look at it and I'm like, we're right back to the exact same sort of complaints that people had with things like Combiner Wars and Power of the Primes with a lack of paint and stuff. Except now, instead of paying, $16.99 Canadian, $17.99 Canadian, now we're paying $34.95.99 Canadian. 2 years. I didn't think it was going to happen that quick, but it only took 2 years to get back to being lazy. So I'm not in for the drag strip. I'm not interested. If I get a chance to review it, cool, but I'm not that interested in it. I really don't like the RC. Neck down is fine. It's a fine looking motorcycle. The motorcycle is comparable to like the first edition RC, to like the robots in disguise. I think that's what the Transformers Prime like first line was called. I think the whole line was called Robots in Disguise. It's a fine motorcycle for that. The head looks nothing like RC to me in the least, not remote. I hate what they've done with the head. Can't stand it. Ruins RC for me enough that I don't want it. I don't want it because it doesn't look like the intended character. And to me, I got no interest in that. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. I'm sure it functions just fine. I'm just not interested in it. It does look hyper articulated. And then we get to the surprise of the bunch. Because I said all along, I'm only interested in 2 from Legacy. One is Skids for sure, because I don't really like that one. Maybe Kickback. I'm not sure yet. And then we saw Kickback. Now, I have this one. This, of course, is the Titan's Return. I've heavily customized mine. So he has black on the upper arms. He has black thighs. His wings are all silver, right? And I'm happy with this. And I even have some toy hacks on the front. I painted the upper head silver, and I have a Toy Hacks red visor on him. Beautiful. I'm happy with this. But then I saw the Kingdom, and the Kingdom is a small deluxe, much like Reflector. But I look at that size, I'm like, you know what? The one complaint that I had with these Legends is that for the Insecticons, I did feel like they were a little bit small. I didn't think that the Insecticons were a full deluxe, But I did think that having them be a legend was a little bit small. I just thought that being a legends was the lesser evil. I thought being a legends made more sense than being a deluxe. I see these new ones, or at least this new kickback, and I'm like, you know what? I think that's the right size. I don't need those ridiculous Energon pieces with them. They'll go in the trash. But I might be in for him. I was on the fence with him, but it looks like him and Skids probably from wave one. Now that's it. And that's all from wave one that I got any interest for, but to each their own. Now for the unboxing, I'm just going to check in with you guys. And this is a very, very quick unboxing. This will be a quick, easy one. Let's go up here just a little bit. Go down here. Looks like a plug and play setup for that bot. I agree. Yeah, it does look like a plug and play. You're right. Legacy, not that impressive at this point in time. I agree. Oh, that's how DX9 Menasor works. I thought it was Magic Square. DX9, you're right, Big M. That's who I was thinking of. And it's splendid. Yeah, but it's not a combiner. Like, that's not a combiner. That's just taking the shell and putting the pieces on it. It's not a combiner. I don't know. I mean, to each their own. I don't really have that much of a problem with the Combiner Wars one. If this was to be the exact same scale, maybe I'd consider it. But at this point, I've just heard too many things about it that makes me think, not for me, not the Menasor for me. Could my mind change? Yeah, but at this point, that's where I'm thinking. The only group I have, well, I'm not even going to read anything about the Kingdom Blaster. I'm actually going to remove that comment because I don't know anything about it. And I don't like when I have things ruined because it colors my view. It colors my view, and then I cannot give you an objective review because I get built up for something or I get really let down for something. So if I hear something's garbage and then I review it, and I'm like, this isn't that bad, then I think I grade it too easy. But if I hear everybody say like, this is fantastic, and then I get it and I have these expectations, and guess what? Then I'm like, this is trash. Case in point, RID Thunderhoof. Everybody was like, this is fantastic. I can't stand him. I think he's a terrible, awful transformer. Really don't like him. I don't understand why other people do. Sovereign Knight, nothing personal. I don't even want to read the comment. I don't even want it there because I don't want to know anything until when and if I get blasted myself. I want to be a clean slate. And I don't expect to get him anytime soon. I'm figuring like March. If I get him before then, I'll be surprised. I haven't watched a review. I'm not going to. And that's why, because I want to be objective to give you guys the truth when the time comes. I don't like how Legacy Motor Master will be the cab. Wish you were the whole thing. I don't know if we know enough to say he's the cab yet. All I know is this wave of G1 is the only collection I intend to collect. Tracks being made of some clear plastic doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me either, but I know it bothers a lot of people. I think Siege was still the best out of the three. Yes, it was. You're right, Siege was. Hasbro will make easy break plastic, and the prices, our buyers will love the idea of exclusives. Yeah, right. Legacy RC is my opinion. Looks good for Cybertron Ransack. I don't know Cybertron Ransack, so I can't speak to it. I don't like Unicron Trilogy. I hope we're getting another Battle Trap somewhere in Legacy. Won't hold my breath. I missed out on the previous one because I started collecting again around the end. I hope that you get it too. I wouldn't hold my breath for it. And if so, I'm afraid of how stylized it'll be. I'm going to use the Prime Arceus Chromia. That would make sense, honestly, Keldeo. I totally understand that. I still have G1 Blaster, beautiful. I only ever handled G1 Blaster once. A friend of mine had it. We also had another loss. Oh yeah, Master Far's dog Barney. Yeah, I knew that. I sent my thoughts to Master Far today. It takes a pet owner to understand, but pets are family, man. Been there, been right where he's to. Hit you right in the feels, man. Hit you right in the feels. I ordered a few of the legends just to check them out from Amazon. Skids is what? Like a finally Laser Optimus because I never had one. I never got Laser Optimus. It's not the Optimus for me. If I had Insecticons, And here they make leader class scale. And it's like, why would they make leader class Insecticons? That's weird. Okay, so I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I want you guys to get out of here so you can enjoy your weekend. And this is what I had picked up this week. Very unexpected. Actually, I thought I was going to get this from our buddy Razor Bear because he was helping me out with a few things. And then, wouldn't you know, by chance, I happened to be out doing a couple of errands. Now, right now, with the way the world is here in my neck of the woods, going out and doing checks, not really something that I do very often. Trust me. But I happened to be out and I happened to run in and find this shattered glass star scream. So I contacted Razor Bear and said, "Hey, can you cancel that Pulse pre-order for me?" And he was like, "Done." And so I picked him up. So I'm not going to have the comic. Not that I care, because I don't care about the comic. But I'll say this. This is the only shattered glass box that I've had that is not destroyed. So it's nice to actually see these boxes the way it's supposed to be. And on a retail shelf, because he was there and Megatron was there, on a retail shelf, these pop gorgeously. Like some of the best packaging I've seen on a shelf in years. Really stands out beautiful. And of course, the case in point of our boy right here. Tomorrow, the review of him will go up. It's a pretty quick one, mostly comparisons. We'll see him next to the Earthrise and Siege versions of Starscream as well. We will see him next to Megatron and Shattered Glass Megatron. We'll see him next to Jetfire as well. I'll certainly talk about his transformation, his articulation and whatnot, but I'm going to tell you now, to my shock and amazement, because I have every version of this mold that there has been officially released. To my shock and amazement, this one is my absolute favorite, and I'll explain why tomorrow. There's a reason for it, and it's not the sword, but there is a reason for it. I'm really happy to have this. It's not, now there's one gripe I got about it. Again, I'll talk about it tomorrow, but it does have to do with the coloring of the white. You'll see when you see the review tomorrow, you'll see. But this was my very unexpected pickup of the week. Shattered Glass Starscream, and I'm very happy they used the Tetrajet mold. And again, I'll explain that tomorrow too. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I am so glad that you guys came by. So very appreciative. Every time you are here and give me some of your very important time, I do know, man, how valuable it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we offer to you through Teespring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button right here on YouTube to become a channel member, baby. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around. Have some fun with us here on the channel. And don't forget, man, that somehow, some way, you right there, you do make a difference in the world. You do make a difference. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either right here in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old fashioned way, baby, inside the videos.